Welcome back to MacDonald Auto, ladies and gentlemen. So today we're doing an install vlog for you, or an install video. We're doing an install video for you. What we're doing today, I've already gone ahead, pulled the car in, popped the hood, pulled the plastics out of the engine bay. We're doing a doubled in stereo. So I'll show you. Here's all the goodies right here. I've also got an amp wiring kit there. So we got a nice 8 gauge. I mean, it's nothing crazy. It's just something like I put a sub in the back. And this is gonna be quite the video, I ought to say. Oh yeah, yep. So what we got here is so that's the dash kit for this car. We got the wiring harness for the stereo. This is the nice Kenwood double din deck. It's got a DVD player in it. It's got the Bluetooth. It's got, you know, all the regular new stuff that most of these stereos come with. The Bluetooth was a big thing for me because I'm running off of an FM transmitter right now and the quality is just junk. Yep. So there's the stereo. Also got steering wheel controls because I have the volume controller on my steering wheel, so it'd be nice to be able to adjust the volume from the steering wheel. Kind of a little added feature. And since it's a video deck, boy, can you not? Since it's a video deck, got a backup camera. So I'm gonna get that backup camera wired in. Now that I got all this stuff all strewn all over the place, what I'm going to do is get the camera set up and we'll jump inside and we'll get that center console taken apart. So I'll get the doors open. I shouldn't have to remove the seats in this one, which is good because some vehicles you need to remove the seats to get at some of the stupid bolts on the side of the center console. Get this thing opened up. Let's hop into it. Alright, so one thing I also forgot to mention is this is done in a 2005 Acura TL. So it'll actually work from 2004 all the way up till about 2008. In this specific one, I only have just the base stereo. It's a base model. This is just as plain as it gets. So I'm not going to lose any function of my AC controls or any of my climate control or anything like that. It's just a stereo that I'm changing out. It's going to be pretty sick. Plus it's a commuter car. It's got over 400,000 kilometers. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. First I gotta pull all these trim pieces off right here. It's all held on by clips. So these clips are actually quite stiff. Like, it feels like you're gonna break it when you're pulling on it. But you know, don't be afraid. Even if, for me, if I break one, I'm not too concerned. So, I mean, if you're gonna go ahead and pull them apart, just do a quick little research on other people pulling them apart, or you could just watch me how I do it, and yeah, we'll go from there. So what I have to do is actually pull these off. This half section right here, it slides back, comes up, and then I'll be able to move that out of the way, and that's just gonna open all this up. There's a couple plugs underneath that I gotta undo. Once that's off, then I'll have to pull the front section off. But to get the front section off, I'll have to pull the glove box, and I gotta pull the under dash. But the glove box is held in by clips, and the under dash is also held on by clips. I believe there's only 2 screws for the under dash one, and then should be able to pull it right out. So we're gonna go ahead and get these clips off of here. Broke my first clip. So now you can see that we got the stereo out. Just gonna unplug it and work on getting all these pieces put back together. Alright, we're done. Thanks for watching. Ha, just kidding. So since I'm doing like a full stereo install on this thing, so I'm going to do like a sub, an amp, and also a reverse camera, I got to get some wires from the front all the way to the back. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull all the panels and trim pieces and all that stuff that I need to take out just to access everything. That way it makes it a lot simpler to work in this. So we'll go ahead and pull the driver's side panels off, driver's side rear panels, and then as well as maybe pull the back seat out so we can get some wires under the back seat.
Perfect.
Alright, now that wasn't too hard, so I just kind of kicked the panels underneath the car, that way it kind of keeps them out of under my feet. So now, in the trunk, I didn't pull any of the panels in the trunk off. As you can see down here, it's fairly empty, but I should be able to squeeze my hand just in there, just to be able to get the wiring through. So there's not many wires that have to come through there, but yeah, well I think we'll jump onto the stereo now and we'll get that thing swapped over to the new one. We'll get this kit put together. I believe there's probably some instructions how to clip it all together properly, and we'll do that. Well, join me in my office right here. Got this old Toyota seat. Welded on some, actually not welded, I screwed on some casters underneath it so now it rolls around. Quite a comfy seat, perfect stand. So anyway, in my office here, let's get this thing ripped open and have a look and see inside. Knives are overrated, but that's how you break stuff, so you gotta be careful. So there's the main bezel piece, that's what you'll see. Oh, it's a nice rubber texture, that's cool. Feels like rubberized. It's plastic, sprayed with, yeah, that's cool. Oh, I see, it's got a little container if you go single DIN. I won't be needing this because I have, the screen takes up the whole thing. This is easy, because the screws are already mounted on this down here. Nice. So seeing that every kit is different, just follow your instructions on the instruction pad. This one here is really straightforward. You just unscrew the old radio and then 2 screws in the bottom, and then you just reuse these clips on the side so that you can put the panels back together. It has something to screw to. All right. That doesn't look too bad at all. That's what's nice about having it pre-wired. Just plug it in and it's good to go. Anyway, I gotta run a reverse cam, so I got the reverse switch here, I got, there's a plug in the back here I gotta plug in, and the subwoofer and stuff like that too, so got some wiring to do. I got my wiring kit open here for the sub. So one thing that I like to do is take the remote wire, because it's coming from the back of the stereo as well as the RCAs. They're both going to the same spot. So what I'll do is I'll just have my remote wire just stick up a tiny little bit, because I got to connect it to the wiring harness, which is on the back side of this. See the little remote control wire here? I like to just tape it all the way along, just so that you're pulling them both at the same time. Just like that. I just had another thought too. I got this reverse camera that I got to wire in too, so I might tape that one along with the RCAs. Quite the wiring harness for this one. Alright, so I brought the power cable up through with the other cables. This is the power cable for the amp in the back. So I've disconnected it. I didn't run it with the other ones. I'm going to actually send it through the firewall. I found a little hole in the firewall with a little kind of washer thing or whatever. So you can drill a hole in that, run it through, find a power source for it, plug it in there. Oh my god. I got it. All right. Now I gotta find a power source for this thing. Right there. That's perfect. So I'll just, battery's not connected right now. I disconnected it. I'm gonna connect this to there, and I'll find a spot to mount the fuse block. I get the fuse block mounted, and then I'll just pull enough wire that I can cut the wire right at the fuse block. I'll show you when I get to there. This is the fuse block, so now I gotta find a spot to mount this thing. Alright, so that's the power wire up front. I have it disconnected here with the fuse in it so that when I go to connect the power, there's not a bunch of power rushing to the back, because I'm not 100% sure if I have an amp to plug into this thing. So since I don't know if I have an amp, at least the power is there and we just throw one in. But for now, I just want to get the stereo done. Alright, so what I'm going to do is wire in the steering controls. Wiring is a very, very time consuming process, so I'm not going to film all of it. I'll just, I'll come back to you guys after I get it all wired in and I'll show you exactly what I've done. So bear with me. Alright, welcome back, friends. So I haven't got it completely wired up, but I figured kind of not fair for me to do all this work and have you guys just sit on the sidelines and not be able to enjoy it. So what I've done here, this little plug is for the, I know it's a mess down here. This is for the steering wheel controls. This plugs in. There's a whole bunch of wires that aren't used. So what I've done is I cut them short and I put some heat shrink on there and I just heat shrink them all back together. Well, not back together, but I heat shrink them all together of the interface itself. Sorry, I said interface. The white wire goes to the vehicle for the steering wheel.
This interface has a wire off the back. It's got a plug for different types of stereos, and then it's got another wire for which this stereo is attached with.
Alright, so now I gotta pull off this cover, and remove this as well as the inner liner here, just to get the wire ran through here, up into where the reverse lights are, and also to where I'm gonna mount the reverse camera. Alright, so got a little piece of galvanized metal here. It fits right inside there. So you can see on the bottom side too, there's like a gap in the middle. Perfect fit. So what I'm going to do is use the camera as a template, and I'll just put a couple holes there so that I can sink some screws through it. I gotta get a drill bit small enough that this can fit through, because that's where the wire goes through, and I have to drill it into this, so when this mounts up, I'll just shove the wire through, as well as when it goes through there, it has to go through this as well. So I gotta get up into there, and then then I'll just feed the wire down. I'll just follow the factory harness there. Let's find a drill bit for that. 13/64 seems to be the magic number. Look at that, eh? Doesn't get any better than that. Then that metal piece will go in there, and then I'll be able to sink the 2 screws in and it'll hold it in place. So I'll just give you a rundown here of what I've done. So I put the interior back together here, as you can see. And the wire, I have it strapped up to the side there. So it goes up the side, over, up into there, and then I have it wired into the reverse light. The reverse camera is right there. So pretty well, I gotta put the trunk back together now. I think I'm not gonna get the rest of this done tonight. Like this mess here. As you can see, the whole interior is just in pieces. Plus I'd like to, there's some bulbs out in the climate controls that I want to replace as well. That being said, so I'll just have to catch you guys tomorrow and we'll finish the job.
And then I was like, I don't have any sweaters. They're all dispersed around the yard. One in each vehicle, and then about 3 in the garage. Found this one in the campers.
So you're finally gonna take them all home?
Yeah, do laundry for the first time. I don't know how to use it.
In a month?
No, the first time. I haven't used that machine before. You just take the lid off and just dump it in.
Yeah. Yeah. You should probably ask how to use it first.
Do you add sunlight soap?
Yeah, that's the best. In your dishwasher, lots of it. Fill the little bowl in there for your dishwasher, fill it right full of sunlight soap.
Yeah, I did that once.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see you in a few, I think.
Yeah, alright. Welcome back to tomorrow. I'm gonna get finished up here. I'm gonna put this trunk lid back together. So yeah, we'll just cut right to that. Let's just get started. No use sitting here talking about it. I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll get it. Oh, man, I'm not gonna clap anymore. That's too much. I'm gonna bring you guys in here without clapping, and I'm gonna get some of these bulbs tested out, as well as getting some of this console back together. Yeah, I might have to wire in that 12 volt. Right, so I'm back in the car. I am in the TL. We never left the TL, but I'm in the TL. So I'm changing out the bulbs. I've pulled the dash back apart here. What I've done is I turned the lights on, just checked which bulbs to see were burnt out. I have it apart, so what you want to do is actually change out all the bulbs, but I'm gonna test one because I got some LED ones right here, and I think they might be a bit bright. But we'll check them, see how bright it is, and if they're not too bright, then I'll just change them all. Because you can actually see right here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 little holes for the lights. Change those out. Oh, that's cool. It's kind of blue. You can see how blue that is. That's pretty neat. Well, I guess that means I'm changing all of them. All one side up. So it's a lot easier just to put them all in one side, turn it on, see which ones work, see which ones don't, and just switch them because LEDs can only go one way. There you go. You can kind of see it. There. Nice. That means I can put this whole thing back together now. Let's do that. I'm running out of daylight. I'm gonna have to do a sub and an amp another night. I could potentially get it in today. Well, I think if I have all the power situation all figured out, I think we're pretty much ready to fire this thing up. Okay, I gotta grab my phone. We're gonna do a startup sequence here. Fingers crossed that it works. All right, I saw it turn on there, so that's a bonus. So I programmed the steering wheel controls. Since the thing's programmed now for Acura, I'm gonna actually test out the deck and make sure the deck works properly. So. Hey, look at that. That's cool. So the steering wheel controls now work. So if I hit the volume button, volume up, you can see it's changing, volume up, volume down. There's the mode button. I got a mode button here, so I'm gonna hit mode and it actually changes between the video. Smartphone setup. So kind of just different modes and stuff like that. So that's good. So now I just gotta figure out the sound issue because I have no sound coming out of my speakers. Bear with me for a second, I will troubleshoot it a bit. All right, well, I guess now is as good a time as any. Yeah, the radio obviously there, it didn't fire up with the sound. So the issue was there's a wire that's in the factory wiring harness, which right here, I'll show you. There's a gray wire here. This one, you literally use, well, until now, you literally use no wires from that plug. I got a hold of my buddies down at Klean Kustomz. Their link will be down below here. They do run on their Facebook page. I'm not sure if they do much on their website, but you know, the link for the website will be down below. Yeah, like they're my go-to guys for any of my stereos. Anyway, yeah, I was having the issue with the no sound. So what I did is I just messaged my buddy there. I mean, it's 9 o'clock at night, and I just said to him, I was like, hey, I'm getting no sound out of the stereo because I just fired it up. Bam, he replies right away. He said, I know the problem. He's like, let me get the link. He goes into the website, highlights the link for me, sends it to me. I didn't even have to click on the website. He just showed me exactly what to do, and I was like, oh, so does this go there? And he's just like, yeah, exactly. He's like, you know what to do. Perfect. So thanks to him for the quick response. That was super handy, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Wire's cut. It's a huge mess, I know. It's cut on the factory harness that you don't use any of the wires on. So you're gonna use one of them, and what it does is it fires up the amp for the car because the car speakers don't work unless that amp is on. I'm gonna connect that to my remote wire on the back of the aftermarket deck, and we should be good to go. So we'll try that. try this again. Before I start, let's set it to some copyright-free music. My favorite channel. I'll link it below as well. I mean, any music that I use in these videos, almost all of it is from no copyright sounds, and they got a pretty sweet playlist on Spotify. So I'll just hit play here. I'll just hit pause. Let's try this song here. Yeah. Great song. All right, let's try it. Let's see if it switches here. Well, the volume is set pretty loud, so I'm gonna get the car put back together, kind of. While I do that, you guys can enjoy part of this song, and yeah, I'll catch you guys. I'm not quite done yet, so just bear with me. I gotta get the sub installed yet, so when I get the sub installed, I will jump back to you guys, and it's gonna be a different day because it's so late right now, and I just need to go to bed. So yeah, and as you can see, back seat's apart. I got stuff all over the seat there. There's no center console. I don't know if I'm gonna put the center console back. At least I have music, and that's what counts. Woo! Day 3. Let's get this thing finished up. I'm gonna pull the car into the shop, get the, hopefully get pretty much the whole dash put back together. I had to redo some wiring because the factory deck runs into a factory amp, and the factory amp is actually already boosting the signal. So the factory deck, seeing as it boosts the signal to the speakers, if you're just running normal speakers, it's actually boosting the sound to the amp, which is boosting the sound again. So it's creating this little hissing sound. So I'll get that swapped out and we'll be good to go. Alright, so as you saw there, I pulled the dash back apart. I just quickly threw it together because I had to drive it for my daily routine. So I'm pulling it back apart. Hopefully today I'm going to get it all put back, like 100% back together. So these wires here, they're little RCAs. They basically, they plug into the back of the deck. This is how it was explained to me. Rather than have the deck output the voltage at 6 volts, I believe I was told, we're going to be putting out the voltage through the RCAs, which I was told was 2.5. So that being said, it's putting a third of the a third of the voltage into the factory amp, rather than the 6 volts, because yeah, like I was saying, it's boosted sound. Makes it sound really loud. I had it like 1, and that was like normal listening volume, and I was like, nope, not gonna work because I can't go any lower than that. So hopefully this solves my issue. I just have to cut the wires off the back, place them into these here, and then just plug them into the RCAs that come factory on the new aftermarket deck, and then we get to put this thing back together. Yeah, I'll jump right to it. I'll get these swapped in, hook up the wires in the back, and then pretty much just throw the screws all back together with this dash. Yeah, and then we'll have to do the sub and an amp. Nice and clean looking, freshly cleaned up. She's all screwed back together. We gotta jump to the back in the trunk there and wire up a sub. I'm just gonna grab, I have a 15, I know it's really excessive, but I have a 15 in a box ready to go. I'm just gonna throw that in the trunk, wire it up to the amp that I got, and we'll see if it works. And if it works, then we'll just bump it for a little bit. It's a sub, so at least I'll have something good until I can maybe upgrade it or switch it out for something different in the future. Yeah, so let's jump to that right now. All right, now that we're at the back of the car, grab the amp here. Old school MTX audio, Thunder 4-channel amplifier. It looks like it's been around the block a few times. I'll just connect some wires to this thing, get the sub in here, wire the sub up to it, just go from there. Okay, that's my janky wiring. I'll go grab the sub. Check out that bad boy. Now it's not the greatest quality, but it'll do. Alright, now there's zero trunk space. Who needs it anyway? Okay, let's give it a shot. Nothing. Oh, you know what? I gotta put the fuse in the fucking thing. Lol. Okay, let's try it again. It was on a 2-channel setting and I just clicked it off of 2-channel, put it on a 4-channel setting. I don't know what that means. Not with this this amp anyway, but now it's working, so that's good. Yeah, it kind of sounds like trash. I think the sub's kind of hooped. Sounds like the amp works, so that's good. But that's pretty good for now. I'll clean all those up later. Yeah! Royalty-free music too, by the way. Link in the description. Anyway, that's it for this video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was very informative for you. If you have any questions, like always, leave a comment down below. I'll try my best to respond to them. Give this video a like. Subscribe down below as well if you enjoy the content. I'm sure to put more out. And yeah, see you next time. Peace out.